One of the most important traits that you can have as an entrepreneur is that ability to hustle. And not only do you get out there and hustle, but to do it in the right way, in the right time, not in a frenetic way. Well, in this episode of Agorapreneurs, what we're going to talk about is a book from Curtis Jackson, also known as 50 Cent. His book is called Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter. It's packed with ideas of what you can use and what I can use, and that's what we're going to cover on this episode of Agorapreneurs.
Welcome to Agorapreneurs, standing for liberty and freedom, all done peacefully. Now, here is your guide, Terry Brock.
Hi, I'm Terry Brock, your guide here at Agorapreneurs as we talk about the lifestyle of freedom and liberty, living it in a way that you want, not initiating force or coercion against others, but living a life where you go out and create abundance for a lot of people. That's really what Agorapreneurs is all about. And you can find out more about that and get on the YouTube channel. Matter of fact, you can sign up for those videos and start getting them right on time, and be sure you can find out about those when they come out. Go over to bit.ly/libertylover. Liberty Lover is all one word in lowercase, and that'll help you a lot as you move on that and get moving in that direction. Well, we're going to talk about a number of different things today, and we've put this together to help you in a way that's going to help you to achieve the goals you want. And one of the things we've done to do that also is put together our 20 with Terry program. That 20 with Terry gives you 20 minutes with me at no charge to cover those areas that are most important to you in your business and in your work, particularly as an entrepreneur. 20 minutes, and the way we do it is you talk to me for about 10 minutes, what's going on, and then I give you 10 minutes of advice. Again, no charge for that, and we're going to take it from there, some action steps that you can put in place, and if those work for you, great. We've got other ways also to get involved as coaching and consulting in the way that I do those. So bounce over there, take a look at that, 20 with Terry. You want to submit an application. Not everyone qualifies, and so we do have to turn some down. But if you qualify, someone who is an entrepreneur, someone who wants to devote the resources to improving, getting better, then we can do something for you and help on that. By the way, also one of our sponsors is the good folks over there at Restream. If you're doing live streaming, you can do a lot with this to reach others, to build your marketing. I'm finding it a tremendous tool to build an audience and to get people known for helping me get known to other people and what they're doing. Go over to bit.ly/restream for you, and you'll be able to get a $10 credit for your paid program if you go for that, and you'll also be able to be on part of the affiliate program that I have. So we'll help you on that as well. So go bounce over there to bit.ly/restream for you, and we can do that. Well, let's take a look at this book called Hustle Smarter, Hustle Harder. I love it, and I've been reading that and want to share several goals with you and several things that he has shared in this book that can help you to make sure that you get the achievements that you want in your life. I like what he said here. He said the goal is not to just be successful. It's about learning how to sustain that success too. Sustaining the success is really key, because one of the greatest dangers you can run into is achieve success. Yeah, one of the gravest dangers you can run into is achieving success, and notice how I paused in there, and sit back and do nothing. That is too easy to happen. I got to tell you, that's happened to me at times. I'll achieve a certain goal in life. I'll get something and I go, hey, I'm okay, and I just kind of sit back and take it easy. That's really a problem. You would be better off, Terry, if you didn't even achieve that particular goal, as I talk to myself. And so I've realized to say, okay, nice to achieve the goals, enjoy that. It's good there for a moment. And then what we want to do is to move on from that to something that's going to be much more involved, and something that's going to give us even more. So make sure you sustain that as well. And I also like the way he talked about around here. He's got two main characteristics. He's got the heart of a hustler and fearless. Those are two really important things that you want to have and want to blend into your life to make sure that you've got that ability to move ahead. And as I go through the book here, we see some of the early points that he puts out. I like one of the ways he does at the beginning of the book. He gives a capsule of some of the things that he's going to talk about in the book. Like, for instance, be fearless. Being fearless, it says, whatever is worrying me, I meet it head on and engage it until the situation is resolved. My refusal to become comfortable with fear gives me an advantage in almost every situation. And I think, that makes a lot of sense, because if you can have that advantage when you don't let fear take control of you, and you're able to manage that fear, be able to put it in there and not be constrained by fear, you're going to do a whole lot better. And he gives some specific points on how to do that. Another thing that he talks about in another chapter is cultivate the heart of a hustler. And I like the way he says it. Hustling is a motor that's got to be running inside you each and every day, and its fuel is passion. You've got to maintain that passion and keep it going. He shows how to kindle that and how to keep it going. If you're thinking, gee, I've kind of slowed down as an entrepreneur, I'm not doing exactly what I want, you can turn that around by saying, I'm going to infuse that with the enthusiasm to get it going. Sometimes we get that, I find, from YouTube videos. Sometimes I get it often from a book, like this book by Curtis Jackson. And sometimes you get that by being around other people. One of the dangers we have as entrepreneurs is we can, for those of us particularly who are operating on our own, we hang around ourselves, and only with ourselves. We're doing our work alone, and that becomes a real problem because we need to have that interaction with people. One of the things I'm enjoying right now is right where I am. We're here in Mexico. We're out of the United States, first trip out of the United States in a long time, and it gives me the ability to understand being around other people. Now, yeah, we're using the mask. These things are important right now. I think more than anything, it's a rule here at the hotel where we are, so I honor their rule. It's become too much of a hassle, I think, with a lot of people, but I just think that what we ought to do is get back out into society. Get out there, we see people and hustle and work with that. Now here's another point that he brings out in the book, I think that is really good as a third point here: build a strong crew. You're only going to be as strong as the weakest person in your crew. And 50 talks about the people that he has in his crew and how you handle some of those difficulties, how you handle some of those interpersonal conflicts, and what you've got to do. Sometimes you have to really play the hard ball with people, because there's going to be times when people say, oh, well, you can do this or you can do that, and it won't matter. No, you got to be firm, and you got to let people know, okay, this is what we allow, this is what we don't allow, and go from there. Another point that he made, and I want to conclude with this one, real important here: evolve or die. One of the keys of my success, this is 50 Cent talking here, one of the keys of my success is that at every stage of my life, I've been willing to assess any new situation I find myself in and make the necessary adjustments. I don't care where you come from or where you look, what you look like. If you've created success, I want to learn from you. And I love that way of saying it. It reminds me of what Henry David Thoreau said when he said, I find I can learn from every man. Every person out there can teach us something. And so learn from that and keep evolving. Too often we achieve that level of success. Like I was telling you before, we set back, or we say, hey, I'm good at this, I'm just going to stay good at that, and the market moves on. He has evolved, he being 50 Cent, has evolved. He started as, selling drugs on the street in South Queens in New York. And then he evolved from that, where he's glad he did, and we're glad he did as well. Very important to get away from that, and started singing rap music. And then did the rap thing and becoming a bad boy of rap. And then that was good for a while, but then he evolved into television and then into movies and doing that and selling other material and other selling goods. So he's continuing to evolve. That's what you and I have to do. We've got to continue to evolve. We've got to continue to change as the world changes. The world is changing, and we can't say, hey, the way it was before, that's what I want to do now and want to stay with that always. Nope. Find the new. Find new ways of growing. I often say for professional speakers, it's not a matter of saying, okay, I am a professional speaker. That's defining your delivery mechanism. What you want to be is a communicator who solves problems. As you are a communicator who solves problems, then you'll do well. Well, hey, I look forward to hearing from you. Be sure and drop us a note here on Agorapreneurs, and thank you very much for being with me today. Thank you very much for joining us today here on Agorapreneurs. We're all about your freedom, liberty, and being the entrepreneur that you are, reaching out to achieve the goals that you want, whether you're an entrepreneur on your own or maybe operating within another enterprise or organization, whether you're a solopreneur or part of a much larger enterprise. We are here for you to help you get the skills and the technology, the right thinking of mind, right frame of mind, how to increase your connections, building those relationships in business that matter. Don't forget, we've got the 5K program, help you in creating content, no charge to you. You go over and you can look at that at terrybrock.com/5K. Notice the K is lowercase, and you'll be able to get that information, no charge, and you'll also be able to sign up for the newsletter that we send out, the Agorapreneurs Power Report, so you stay right up to date on what's going on. And if you need to reach me, my email is best way to get in touch with me, terry@terrybrock.com. Hey, thanks for being with me today. I'm looking forward to hearing from you.